Good to have you join us in the world of sport. I'm Adeni G. on the show 360 Sport, where we take you around the world of sport to give you all those details, what's happening here. But right now, we're starting from handball. We have two Nigerian teams, under 18 and under 20, playing over there at the IHF African Handball Championship taking place in Côte d'Ivoire, Zone 3. Where they are playing their hearts out. They've been doing so well. They played yesterday against Burkina Faso, Nigeria under 18 handball women team. They did well, dominating them. They also play against Togo, the under 20 team of Nigeria handball women, who also won with a wide margin. Right now, looking at the first story on the show, that's to do with handball. And right now, we'll take a look at Nigeria under 18, under 20 beat Burkina Faso, Togo in women's regional championship. What a way to go for the two teams for being able to do well against Burkina Faso and Togo, winning with a wide margin in the under 20, about 56-8. And you look at the under 18, 37 point for our ladies there. They did well in that encounter, showing why they are one of the best when it comes to this sport of handball in Africa. So right now we're celebrating our women for what they've been doing so well over there in Côte d'Ivoire at the IHF, that's International Handball Federation Championship, taking place there for the Zone 3. Right now, we have a very short one, a glimpse of what they did yesterday between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. We'll be right back. What a performance there by our ladies there. They actually won that game against Burkina Faso, dominating 37-28. Congrats to them. While the senior ladies, the under-20 team, also did well against Togo there. Well, they will continue to give you details of how they are performing over there in Côte d'Ivoire. At least having a feel of some handballers representing Nigeria in the women's section of this competition of handball. We have to celebrate them for what they are doing. The coaches are doing a wonderful job by making sure they also blow out all the teams they've been facing in this championship taking place in Côte d'Ivoire at the IHF, the 2025 edition of Women African Championship. Well, right now in the studio with me, Joseph Peter is here. The one I shot into Joe. Joe, good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you saw our ladies there for what they did. At least, even though they didn't start early, I mean, Burkina Faso was leading them at the 4-6 stand, but they were able to turn tables around and defeated Burkina Faso.
It's a very nice one from the ladies. You know, if you look at the score, you will know that the game was keenly contested, very, very close. At some point, the ladies went to what we call halftime, losing, only for the coach to give them a pep talk that actually did very, very well. And when they got back onto the court there, you can see that everything turned around and they were able to defeat the Burkina Faso team.
Now, Burkina Faso, really, they look at the first half, or rather, of the game. They actually started with 10-8, but later, our lady turned things around and they came to the party to win. I love the way the coach stood all through, giving instructions, trying to let the ladies know, don't be carried away with this point. Go out, continue to play your game well. And really, if you look at, maybe, I don't want to look at the stature now, but it seems to...
They seems to be bigger for me. I think the Nigerian team looks bigger in stature. But, you know, for the coach to stand there and make sure that they, you know, stay on, concentrated, it's very, very important. I think the turnaround of their performance is due to the coach. I mean, that should be attributed to the coach, because when your team is not doing well, you have a talk with them, they come back and they start performing. That is not magic. It's absolutely your work, and a lot of credit goes to him for what they have been able to achieve so far.
Seriously, they deserve a lot of accolades right now. Talking about our team under 18, we're looking at their performance there against Burkina Faso. Under 20 also did well. They play against Togo, where they won with a wide margin. We continue to bring update, like we said, in this competition for handball, and recently we saw how in Abuja when it comes to volleyball. But for right now, we move away from there. Let's talk about the dunk and slam sport of NBA basketball. This time around, we've seen that the NBA is on, playoff rather, and it has been a wonderful performance from teams applying their trades over there in the NBA playoffs. Right now, we just quickly look at what happened, looking at the result of games played earlier today. Well, Detroit Pistons did well, 100 to defeat New York Knicks to 94. Top performance there, you have to give it up to Nottingham, who scored 33 points for Detroit Pistons, 12 rebounds, while Bronson actually had 37 points also for New York Knicks, 7 assists there. Well, another result in the West when it comes to the playoff teams that are made from the Western side, Western Conference of it. You have Game 2 Series 1 tie. They also make 1-1 there. LA Clippers, 105. They won by 3 points. ahead of Denver Nuggets. What a game between Kawhi Leonard, who scored 39 points for his team, LA Clippers, and Nikola Jokic got 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. It was a tough moment, but 3 points separated the two teams, Clippers and Denver Nuggets. You have to give it up to Clippers for what they did against Denver Nuggets. And also Detroit Pistons, 6 points, separating them rather, between themselves and New York Knicks, where Brunson and Cunningham show a lot of promises there. They were able to do well also in those games right now. Well, still talking about the NBA playoffs, what a way to go there. And right now, before we look at, well, okay, good one there, at least having the graphics of what happened. Cade Cunningham did so well, and you look at the statistics of his performance, he did so well in the game where they played their second one there. For Kawhi Leonard, fantastic player who also showed his class. He's getting 39 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, and really you have to give him kudos too for what he did in the game there. Well, right now 105 against 102, and really if you look at how the playoff game actually standing right now, looking at what is happening there. Well, for two teams that have played their second game in the series, you just have to give kudos to them. New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons there. It's now 1-1, they tied in the first series 1 there. And also Los Angeles Clippers, Denver Nuggets, they've also made their own 1-1. Both of them right now, they've been able to win 1-1 games so far in this particular NBA playoffs. It will continue on Wednesday when the other teams will also begin to play in the West and the East right now in the conferences coming together in the NBA playoffs that we just quickly look at. We go on a break to at least enjoy some action in the games being played earlier today, and also listening to Kawhi Leonard about what he said after the game.
Like I said, this is a great basketball team we'll be playing against, and it's no easy walk.
Kawhi, it's going to be a heck of a series. 2 great games so far. Congrats. We'll see you in LA.
Thank you.
For the way there, Kawhi Leonard, what a game between Los Angeles Clippers and Denver Nuggets. You look at those performances and really want to give kudos to the players. Well, they did well, and it's really getting very interesting right now in the NBA playoffs. And we look at New York Knicks and also Detroit Pistons having 1-1 in the series, and also for LA Clippers against Denver Nuggets, they've got their own pound of flesh back, and it's still 1-1. They open. More games continue to at least wrapped up as they play the NBA playoffs right now. Well, from the Western and also in the Eastern Conference coming together to run the race of who wins the league this season. What a battle there. For that game, we have to give it up to Nikola Jokic for what he did. And also the man that just been interviewed, Kawhi Leonard, both of them standing out on that particular note of games being played just earlier in the NBA playoffs. They will continue to give you more concerning how it's going down over there at the NBA. From the NBA, let's come back and talk about football. But this time around, a game was played yesterday between Nottingham and the team that really has been surprising this season. They defeated Nottingham at home. That's a good one for that story we're looking at. That has to do with Tottenham Hotspur being defeated. Premier League Sports lose 1-2 to Nottingham Forest at Tottenham Stadium. What happens to Tottenham Hotspur? Well, under Postecoglou, it's not going too well. And for the man of the moment, Nuno Espirito is doing so well with his team. And they are using the Forest to block others and clearing the way for themselves right now. They won that game 2-1. And our own Tawa Wune also came on and they did well. Give it up to their goalkeeper who has been outstanding for that team called Forest there. Well, congrats to them for what they've done so far this season. And right now, we need to at least have a glimpse of that game between the Spurs and Nottingham Forest.
Teddy is outstanding.
What a moment there between the teams at home, Tottenham Hotspur against Nottingham Forest. Well, give kudos to them. If you couldn't score the first goal they consumed, they just have to get another one. And really, Joe, Nottingham Forest have been a surprise team so far this season, and they continue to do well in all their games. And
they have a momentum going for them. They have a target to qualify for the Champions League. Right now, this win has taken them to the third on the table, which is a very, very important win for them. Away, let's not forget. So I don't know how they've been able to do it. I don't know how Nuno has been able to transform this Nottingham Forest team. It seems like every season now we get this particular kind of a club, coming out from nowhere and almost making it Champions League or even making it at times. So yeah, good one for them, and congratulations to Awoni. He came on and he held his own ground and was able to reduce the amount of pressure that Tottenham would have given Nottingham Forest, because they almost equalized the goals. But good one for them and good one for Nuno Espirito Santo.
Seriously, Nottingham Forest deserve all the accolades they are getting across the globe right now for what they've done this season. But right now, let's take a look at how the table is standing after that game was played. Well, Nottingham Forest really, they've showed their class, jumped out of where they were before, right now back to it, and now standing tall there with 60 points from 33 games, ahead of Newcastle, Manchester City, and also Chelsea. So, Joseph, you look at this this season, really, Nottingham Forest are not really, they are singing the Nigerians for no grief for anybody. And really, they are not agreeing with all the other big names, be it Newcastle, Manchester City, Chelsea, Aston Villa also have been on a roller coaster. They've been doing so well. Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton. But for Nottingham Forest, they've been able to hold on to that top position as if this is our own.
I'm sure you would agree with me that the race for who will win the Champions League is not even the topic anymore. The topic now is the top 5, who goes to Champions League and who does not. And if you look at the table very well and you look at the upcoming fixtures for each club, I think the most difficult one would be for Chelsea. So it's very, very good for Nottingham Forest right now. They have the better chances when it comes to fixtures that is left, the 5 fixtures that is left. For Chelsea, I think they still have Liverpool, they have Tottenham, they have Aston Villa, so it's going to be difficult, which gives Nottingham Forest better advantage because they get to face what you would call the lower side.
But what if they are facing lower side and they become complacent?
They have shown to reawaken. They should not be carried away. But they were carried away the past 2 matches, and look at what they did now. They've gone to Tottenham Stadium and they've gotten a result. So all they need to do now is keep this momentum. And everybody, all of these clubs have their targets. Even the ones that are trying to compete for the Champions League, they all have targets. So it's now depending on who gets to have a game plan, whose players turn up, and they execute those game plans and win matches. Why
players are turning up, and let's see, maybe Tottenham Hotspur really have target. At least let's look at their own side. Do they have target? Okay, how many table there?
I don't think
they have their own target. They are number 16. That's their own for now.
They don't have any target. When you are 16, you are not being relegated anymore. And then you are not going to win any match to make any European places. That's why they are putting all their eggs in the basket of Europa Cup. Them and Manchester United are in the same shoes right now as we speak. So when you talk about clubs like Aston Villa, you talk about clubs like Bournemouth, they are all targeting something. Clubs like Nottingham Forest are trying to stay up because the competition is stiff. Man City is there. Aston Villa is there, then Chelsea is there. So the competition up there is far, far better. And I think that, the bigger your competition, the bigger your momentum and your plan.
Well, to you, if you think Tottenham doesn't have target, their target is to avoid relegation.
There's no avoiding relegation for them. When you have up to 37 points and the lower 3, clubs are having 21 points and we have 5 matches.
If Swiss Town can get, if they get 3 times 5, 15, let's assume.
Okay.
If Swiss Town should get extra 10, that will be 31.
Yeah.
Plus extra 5.
That's 36.
So
they don't get
at least they are out of the problem. I'm trying to do come on.
Maybe the only thing you can rope here is West Ham. They are the ones that need.
So West Ham too, if they are not careful, if they should lose the remaining 5 games, and if West Ham wins the 5 games, they can jump out from that place, and then West Ham goes down.
But in the reality of football, I know football can be anything. I know that in football anything can happen, but that will never happen.
Oh my goodness. Tottenham Hotspur, well, their own target right now is just under to number 16, 15, 16. Manchester United, anyway, one of their greatest fans from before, Baba Manu, I'm sure you are watching. How is it? Well, they are standing 14 there. Right now, they're trying to see at least, no matter how it is, let's just maintain the momentum. We've been looking at the Premier League, the game that was played yesterday between Nottingham Forest and Tottenham Hotspur. And to create some fun around it. And no matter how it is, teams are really trying to hold on to their own. From there, let's move away from England. Before we move away from England, a match will be coming up tonight also at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City, they host Aston Villa at Etihad. This is a game that a lot of people want to see because Villa has really been on a very good form. They are very, very sound right now. Can they do it against Man City? I remember you were saying they could beat Man City.
Yes. and I believe they would actually beat Man City, because if Villa will be able to put up the performance they put up against PSG, then this derailed Man City team will not stand it.
What do you mean by
they are derailed. We know they are derailed. We know this is not where Man City is competing for the top 5. Come on, they are derailed.
No, they'll wake up from that.
Yeah, they can wake up. They have the resources to do that. But for now, this is a derailed Man City team, and as long as Aston Villa will be able to play the kind of game they played against PSG, I'm quite sure that they'll go to the Etihad and take 3 points. But let's not forget one thing. It's important to note that whoever wins this match positions, themselves as, favorite for the top 5. That's for the Champions League. So Man City is not even exactly safe right now as it is to make it to the Champions League, qualification. So, and Aston Villa is coming from 7th or 6th position as it is right now. They're trying to get into the group, and they're in a better momentum. Look at how they walloped Newcastle just some couple of days ago now. So I'm quite sure that they would put up a stiff opposition to Man City.
Okay, let me do it this way. How sure are you that Villa will beat City? How sure?
On the base of percentage rate, I think I would go 65-35.
65-35.
No, 65 to Villa and 35 to...
I expect Guardiola to be able to put up something great against Unai Emery and shock him.
Well, he may want to do that, or he may think he has done that, but what would tell is the result of the game.
Okay, we wait to see. This match is coming up tonight. Man City versus Aston Villa at the Etihad Stadium. What a game there between all the teams that are fighting for. At least let's see how we can hold on to qualify for Champions League. Although for this season, it is possible that against next season that England could have the chance to even get 5 teams. And also, if everything goes well, they could go for 6. It's possible. When it comes to the mathematics of this particular competition, England, they have a very high ratio of cumulative points ahead of other leagues in Europe, ahead of Italian Serie A, Bundesliga, Spanish La Liga, and even French Ligue 1. They're doing so well right now. Looking at all the teams in Europe, England really have been able to turn their league around, and has become the real bride to almost everyone on the earth to watch every time. Okay, from there, let's look at teams that have qualified so far. Returning back to the Premier League is Leeds United. They've been able to come back, and someone said they will always come back to collect the money and get the money to go back. Okay, let's Leeds United and Burnley, both of them right now, at least they are back.
You know what? Honestly, I'm tired of Burnley coming back and Leeds United coming back.
Okay, send them back to Nigeria.
I wish I can add them to our NPFL.
Oh my goodness.
So that I'll know that
they will beat everybody, right?
They should, but it doesn't. With the condition, they may not.
I think they will not be able to.
They won't be able to stand the condition.
All what they enjoy, fly. By the time they travel from here to Mina,
or by the time maybe you camp them in Lagos or one of these, and they are going to Maiduguri to play.
They'll take flight. That one is even
the heat that will welcome them is enough already in Maiduguri. The amount of heat that welcome them is enough.
Then make sure you put the match in the afternoon.
that antics of Nigeria.
Oh my goodness!
Let's play the match in the afternoon against Asia, against these African North Africans, because we make it difficult for them, only for them to come and get the point.
So if it's about North Africans, don't go there. Anyway, Burnley, Leeds United, we have the 2 teams qualifying back to the Premier League right now. Congrats to them. Congrats to Leeds United. Congrats to Burnley. Right now, I just hope that they'll be able to hold it. You see them at times, they qualify, they play 2-3 seasons, they will go back. At times, just Burnley, Leeds United, they are always kind of like that.
They are the most unstable ones when it comes to staying up in the Premier League. Leeds United can come and stay for a season.
Look at Ipswich Town now. They are there. They are going back.
They are going back.
But
you can't really bring in Ipswich into this conversation. When was the last time they were even in the Premier League itself? But this club,
they came back. They are going back.
It's fine to come back because the first time, maybe let's say they are learning on their trade. They just go back.
First time what?
No, for a long time. I know about their history, right? But for a long time, everybody almost forgot about Ipswich Town before they came back now.
Okay.
So let's not bring them into this group. This group, however, that would show up every 2-3 years, and it's as if they just come for
collect the money to qualify.
Sell the players that they can sell and go back and now restart. It's almost like a business, and it's not fun. Especially Leeds United, it's not just fun. And maybe Leeds United, you could argue that their football is good to watch, but Burnley, what do we watch? Week in, week out, what we do, long kick, throw-ins, and all that. That's been their story, So
as long as they are able to win and qualify, well, like Mourinho said, if you like pack the ball, like pack the B2. As long as you win. So if Burnley likes, let them be throwing their ball. And what if this is now they become Nottingham Forest? Next season, rather.
You know, you can't count out anything from football. We didn't expect what we are seeing from Nottingham Forest. Let's not forget the Leicester City's win in the Premier League one time, not so long ago.
2016.
So in football, everything is possible. However, can please Burnley and Leeds United come to the Premier League and stay and grow as a football team?
Okay, we just saw that will happen. I think let's celebrate the two teams for being able to do it. It's not easy playing all those games. The Championship is not an easy league at all. In fact, very, very tough. But the two of them, at least right now, they've qualified to the Premier League, and hopefully next season they will stay on. They will not be like Ipswich Town, who came, saw, but they are going back right now. Anyway, we're done with the Premier League. At least just to give you some flashes of matches and also table between all the teams that participated. And now let's move away from there. Let's quickly talk about the Spanish La Liga. La Liga is also hotting up, and we look at just yesterday. Players, I noticed all the players from Manchester United had Elanga. You saw what he did with Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
You look at what is happening with Rashford, Aston Villa, and the man that has gone to Real Betis, Anthony. Anthony has been superlative forms. He's moving here, and also the player that also left then from Getafe to Marseille, all that. They are all doing well. Well, Isco is still bringing Real Madrid glory with them. Real Betis win at Girona home 3-1. And they were able to win 3-1 in an away game there. Give kudos to them for what they did. And right now, before we look at the table and also the fixtures for today, let's take a look at two games together. Real Betis against Girona and Real Madrid against Atletico Bilbao.
But I think Gladbach seen a couple teams do it and trying to do the same.
Well, for Real Betis, going away to win against Girona, fantastic performance there. At least we have to look at all this happening in the world of Spanish La Liga, and you have to give kudos to all the teams that participated. Joe, watching those clips, you look at Real Madrid, they came with anger.
Very, very
after
angry.
the ouster from the Champions League.
Very, very angry, and maybe it's too late to be angry when the head is cut off. We've cut their head off already, but it's fine.
Who is we?
Arsenal. I'm Arsenal, and I can be Madrid too.
I want you to clear because when you say we, I'm like, we. When did I cut off Real Madrid?
No, don't worry. This has nothing to do with
you.
But you know, it's really nice to see them win this game. The reason why I like that they win it is because you know it keeps La Liga more competitive. It means they still stand a chance. Any mistake by Barcelona now, they will jump on it. Remember, Barcelona almost dropped a point in their last game. They were lucky, very, very lucky not to drop a point. So if they had dropped, Madrid would have closed the gap by now. But of course, you know, they didn't drop it, and Madrid is still, you know, waiting for them to make mistakes. So that's all they can do right now. The least they can do is win all their matches and expect Barcelona to make maybe just, you know, hamper on the way. And maybe they could have something this season to, you know, to take home. Okay,
seriously there, at least no matter how it is, we know that Barcelona is still topping the table there, and Real Madrid are closely following and trying to see how they can do it. At least a glimpse at it before we look at the fixtures, a glimpse at the table, how it is between the two biggest teams right now in La Liga. You can't take it away from the two, Barcelona and Real Madrid, 73-69, 4 points separating them, and 69-63, 6 points separating them, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Athletic Club that Real defeated, they have 57. So
I don't want to be too, you know, I don't want to be too much Madrid. I don't want people to think I'm being biased, but I have this feeling about today's game, Barcelona game against Mallorca. Something tells me that Barcelona will not take that 3 points. I don't know why, but I've been having this feeling for a while. It's my feeling. If it doesn't happen, it's still my feeling.
Is it your feeling?
Yes. So nobody should use it against me.
Oh my goodness.
But I have the feeling.
Afraid.
The reason why I'm having that feeling is Real Mallorca are really targeting European place, and they are doing well.
Standing seventh.
Yes, and on all these clubs that are below Barcelona have figured out a way to kind of make it difficult for Barcelona. They just have not been able to go all the way. They pack the bus and then they hit them on counter. And don't forget that Barcelona plays a high line marking. So when they lose that ball at the middle of the park, before you know, they are, you know, trying to, you know, save themselves from being scored or outscored. So it's going to be very difficult. And the best attacking team that is within this range now is Mallorca. Mallorca are the ones that are very, very good in breaking high lines, and they are very, very good in packing the balls and also getting goals. And nobody expected them to be among where
top 7.
Yeah, top 7. Where they are now, they've surprised everybody. So that is giving me worries for Barcelona.
Oh, seriously, tough one there. Look at where Mallorca is, and they are ready for tonight against them. Well, we're still looking at the table, let's look at the other side of it. From 1 to 10 we have it. Then 11 to 20, Osasuna, Getafe, Espanyol, Valencia. Valencia is where our own Sadiq Umar is straight for. Surprisingly, Valencia and Sevilla, they are the Manchester United and Hotspur of this league right now. When you look at the table,
at some point they were even almost at the bottom of the league. They helped. I know they had to,
find a way.
Yeah, find a way to get out of relegation and be where they are right now. So kudos to them for coming out, because it's sad when you see, especially Valencia. Valencia is a very, very big team in the Spanish La Liga. They have been the one who have been around Real Madrid and Barcelona, not even Atletico Madrid. It used to be Valencia, it used to be Deportivo La Coruña, but the things turned around and they have not really been able to get their acts together for several seasons now. They're always hanging around. They've not even been making it to the Europe for a lot of seasons now. So hopefully, they try to do something and go back to where we all know them to be.
Well, Spanish La Liga match day 32, and tonight we know that 2 matches will be coming up. Well, as it is, it's going to be a tough one there. We know that a tough one for the Valencia team. They will also be playing. Barcelona will also be playing. Can they win their game? According to Joseph, he believes that Mallorca could shock them. We wait to see what's going to be happening concerning those games tonight in the Spanish La Liga. Quickly, let's travel to Germany. Let's speak some German a bit. Well, as it is right now, Borussia Dortmund against Borussia Mönchengladbach. We have that for you. Then we look at the table briefly before we go to Italian Serie A and wrap up the show. What a moment there. Mönchengladbach doing so well against Borussia Dortmund. Well, that's football anyway. For Borussia Dortmund, they've been able to hold their own despite that ouster 2 from Champions League. As it is, let's take a look at the table. And also looking at who has been able to do well there in the German Bundesliga. You can't take anything away from Bayern Munich, the giant, the Bavarian, 72 hours ahead of the defending champion, Bayer Leverkusen, 64. Xabi Alonso really tried this season.
He did very, very well this season, although, we would have expected that he's somewhere closer, I would say, to Bayern Munich, or maybe even really competing for the league.
At least 8 points start separating them.
Yeah, 8 points is too much considering his performance last season. He won the league last season, they were champion. They should be, dragging the league, because it's not like there has been a spontaneous growth of, of performance by Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich too, they are not really where they, we know they can be. So yeah, they did well. He has done well, and he is around the top 4, and maybe that's enough for them. But I don't think that for their players, they would really be happy with the position that they are right now.
Well, seriously, Borussia Dortmund standing 7th there, at least one of the top teams in the German Bundesliga. Mönchengladbach played them. They are 9th on the law, Werder Bremen, Augsburg. You have all these teams. You just have to look at all this table. At least we didn't take them on Monday. We took only England, and right now other leagues are important too. That's why I have to go back and check games being played. Who are the top on the table there. Let's look at the other side of it before we go Italian. Right now in the German Bundesliga, Stuttgart 11th, Wolfsburg 12th, Union Berlin, St. Pauli, newcomers are holding their own on to go down. Hoffenheim, Heidenheim, Bochum and Hostel Kiel. Hostel Kiel, the way they came, now so that they go back.
even Heidenheim, I believe that's how
the way it is right now. Yeah. It's because 22.
The only one trying to remain is St. Pauli. St. Pauli came in.
They just came, and right now they try their best, even having the same with Hoffenheim, and that's a tough one there for Heidenheim, Nyon, Bochum, Hostel Kiel. They are all going down because of the way it is right now. 8 points, 10 points. You have about 22. What about all the points they are ahead of them? Well, for the German Bundesliga, Bayern, they know that the way it is, they are ahead of Leverkusen by 8 extra points. So they continue to run the race and see how many matches to go. Just 6 matches. They want to win the league right now. From there, let's go to Italian Serie A, where Inter Milan, the host way. Well, we just look at quickly Atalanta. They shock AC Milan at home at the San Siro. Good one from Atalanta, who were able to at least win that particular game there. Let's have it quickly, then we look at the table, and then we'll go move away from the studio.
Yeah, we have to say,
what a performance there. If it was that particular clip, we have to give kudos to Ademola Lookman for what he did with that team. Even though he didn't score, it shows that he connected well to get those goals for his team. Right now, Joseph?
When I watch Ademola Lookman, I get to see how better and better he's becoming. He's not that player that has reached his height, as far as I'm concerned. When he leaves when he leaves where he is now and goes to another club, he leaves Atlanta and goes to maybe England, I'm quite sure that he would perform. We would see better of what Ademola can do.
Seriously, that player deserves a lot of accolade for what he has done so far. Taking you through the world of sports on 360 Sports Show. Joseph Peter has been here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm Adeniyi Jichafe from the entire crew. Thanks for watching.